I was going on to the next question. As far as when you're doing a project, what kind of research do you do? And when y'all are doing this project, as far as this project goes, what type of science, if you use science or math when you do in your artwork?
Well, like for example, for the Casa Navarro, I had to do a painting of I was commissioned to do a painting of Stephen F. Austin and Jose Antonio Navarro. And they were apparently very good friends, so I had to do a little bit of research on that. And because only older photographs exist of Navarro, one drawing, but mostly photographs, an older gray-haired Navarro. And then Stephen F. Austin, only young portraits, no photographs, young portraits of him exist. So in doing my research, I realized that Jose Antonio Navarro lived longer than Stephen F. Austin died when he was 43. So that means that they were friends when they were in their 30s. I think Navarro was a few years older than Stephen F. Austin. So I had to come up with a younger Navarro. So I guess math was involved there because I had to figure out how old they were when they knew each other. So that's one remote way, right?
Yeah.
So I had to do a young picture of Navarro, which no pictures of him exist. So I had to kind of make it up, as best I could. Math, as far as this, each of these tiles is numbered. If they're not numbered, we're going to have a mess because every tile has a home. So we have to figure out, also the existing wall has windows, so we have to really carefully measure everything to make sure that the blank tiles measure up with the windows. Otherwise, we may have to cut her out completely if we miscalculate where the window is. And we don't want any of the mural, the glaze pieces to be excluded. So we have to really be careful about measuring everything so that we're accurate. And science, well, mixing these glazes is very technical. For example, you don't want to fire any greens close to the reds because the greens pull, if it's a green with copper, it pulls pigment from the reds so that the reds come out almost clear or black.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of science. Certain colors can't be mixed together. Certain colors contain lead, so you don't want to use those colors on things that you're going to be eating off of. So that's where maybe some science, some knowledge of what you're working with is crucial.
Yes, that is important.
In fact, now that I've, because I have plenty of glazes. We did the lion mural in 2004 for Goodwill Industries. And today, I had a lot of product left over, a lot of glazes left over from that project. But buying new glazes today, they're reformulated and they've taken a lot of glazes out of market because of chemicals that were in them that were not safe, I guess. And so the reds, thank God I had a lot of reds left over, but the reds are not at all what they used to be.
Wow.
They're not even attractive. So luckily I still have some of those. They're like gold now, because they don't make them anymore.
I was thinking, what was the most, anything memorable from your career or doing art or reactions to your art?
I would say, I think that for me, the most memorable and special would be the lion mural that we did for Goodwill Industries.
Downtown?
It's downtown, just because it was such a big project, and I was responsible for a lot of it, glazing it, even though it was my husband's project. But he gave me a lot of responsibility, and which it was an honor for me to work on something that he put his name on, that he had that much confidence in my ability. So that really meant a lot to me. And and it gives me a lot of confidence that he has confidence in me. So So that was really, and I really loved the way the mural turned out, and we're all in the mural, so that's nice too.
That's awesome. What do you think is one of the hardest things about being an artist to you?
One of the hardest things to me is, I mean, sometimes in my mind I think that I want to find another career. I just think that it would be easier. But then, you know, I look at my husband, and, you know, my husband, even when he's on his last dime, he will not, you know, sell a $20,000 painting for not even 10, or, you know, he stays true to that. It's not fair that someone paid $20,000 years ago for a painting, and then if you sell it for less than that, it's not fair to the people that have bought from you before. It depreciates your work, and artists really have to really make an effort not to do that. That's really one of the worst things that an artist can do. And you know, and it's hard when you don't have any money, and you're like, wow, I can sell that for, you know. And my husband's that strong that he, and I'd like to think that I am too, but I know that I would find it very difficult. But it's something that artists have to do, and there's times that you have to do that, because it's not like every other business or a lot of other businesses where, although it's more and more people are having to make their own jobs, but it's not like, you know, I get a paycheck every week from someone like a regular job. I have to go out and sell my work. I have to, give people ideas. Oh, this would be beautiful here, kind of creating my own work, which is hard to do. But that's what we have to do as artists: create our own jobs and go out there and look for jobs, and sometimes that's hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, as an artist, I think also, what do you feel your artwork, or what do you hope your artwork will do for future generations?
Well, I think that, for example, paintings like like Aya Guadalupe, I think that it could serve as maybe documentation of what was going on here while I was doing these paintings. So historically, I think they would have a lot of value, because this is part of what was going on right here in this time. So in that way, I think they're valuable. But also, like, I look at the painting across here. That's my father and my uncle. I mean, that painting would only be valuable, I think, to maybe my family or myself, or you know, people that are close in my family. We're a close family, so I'm sure that, you know, my sisters and my nephews and later generations would appreciate these paintings. So,
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
you're very welcome. I'm
Appreciate
sorry it's so hot in here.
No,
it's
it's
nice.
fine.
Well, did you guys get enough, you think?